How's it going, class? Thought I'd just make a quick video. I'd mentioned earlier in the semester I was going to make a video with regards to just the syllabus and things like that, but I'm not going to do that today. Instead, I'm just going to offer just some quick information with regards to the essay submissions for this week and your rough drafts. Just wanting to kind of outline some quick information for you guys to be aware of before you submit your final drafts. So for this purpose, I'm gonna just go ahead and share my screen right now and go over some quick information with y'all. Under the for my online classes, under your Blackboard information, you'll now find a supplemental readings folder. And on there, you may find some additional readings later on that, if for whatever reason, I'm going to be assigning some outside readings that are not in your module for the week, then I'll probably be putting them here. All right. So currently you have a file that's titled grading comments, which is what I want to cover today. And basically this is a rubric that outlines grade scores depending on certain comments that I'll put down in drafts. So to give you a better idea, I've made this outline with the rubric so that you know kind of where different kinds of things, or basically what to make sure to look for, what to make sure that you anticipate before you turn in your final drafts, and sort of the scores that go along with this. So obviously we'll start from the bottom. If I score an essay an F, it's a lot of the times it's just not done or it's not completed or turned in, or it may be plagiarized, or I may have caught the use of AI. I think that's one of the things that I am really really particular about students submitting, making sure that they're not using ChatGPT or any other AI applications to do your assignments. Read the syllabus. I don't tolerate that. You will get a failing grade, and you will be failed from the class altogether if I find that sort of thing happening. All right, that said, generally a D paper is not very well organized. It's poorly done. It probably should be an F, but I gave some type of credit because you submitted some work. Maybe the on a 4-page paper that I assigned, the student did maybe 3 pages or something like that. Again, it's not revised, generally speaking. It's kind of last minute work maybe that was done, but I didn't altogether give you or give the student a failing grade. So I hope I don't have very many submissions like those. Some of the things that you want to make sure that you address whenever turning in your final draft are the following that come in on the line of a C scale or a C grade scale. Things like making sure that you develop your paragraphs and organize them into paragraphs, making sure that you have a thesis type sentence, and making sure you provide examples on any kind of argument or anything that's addressing the actual prompt. The other one is avoiding time-based organizational patterns. And basically, when I'm talking about these examples, I'm referring to transitional phrases in your paragraphs. I don't want you guys to get in the habit, or maybe if you are if you've been in the habit of doing this, try to avoid them for your drafts. Starting sentences with first, second, third, next. You're not creating a list for me, generally speaking, and depending on whatever it is that you're working on, as far as the assignment, it could be different. One of the big things that we need to realize is that writing one certain way for different kinds of situations or academic contexts is different. So we need to make sure that we don't just learn one way. In other words, we need to make sure that we take into consideration our audience. We make sure that we take into consideration our tone, for who we're writing for what purpose, things like that. So the kinds of things that go along with time-based organizational patterns, or the reason that a lot of us kind of write this way, is because we're mimicking the patterns that happen whenever we speak. A lot of the times, young students have the tendency to write the way that they speak. And whenever we're writing for academic purposes, we need to make sure that we are we're keeping this in mind and making sure that we are a little bit more formal with the way that we write. I'm never going to ask you to write one certain way. We need to, again, make sure that we enhance our skills so that we're able to write for different occasions, depending on whatever they are. So this also goes along with maybe certain kind of cliche transitions, like in conclusion, things like that, just kind of overused, or things that maybe you were asked to do in high school. In the academic and university and college level, we don't write this way. All right. A lot of the times you're asked to avoid kind of using these transitions. So look for some maybe more complex transitions if you need to. Otherwise, just get rid of them. Clarity is the one thing that's the most important to me whenever students are submitting drafts or they're writing. Making sure that your paper is formatted correctly, 12-point fonts times Roman, double spaced. Don't provide any excessive spacing within your drafts. Make sure that you are trying your best to organize your essay and giving it a revision. In this particular, in essay 1, you're not asked to provide any kind of works cited or citations, but in subsequent essays, this will be something that, if you don't do correctly, can hurt your grade. The other things are having to do with editing and grammatical things, like making sure that you don't start sentences with conjunctions. You would be surprised at how many students I have that start sentences with and, or, but, and things like that. And these are basic grammatical rules. Whenever you're starting sentences with conjunctions, you're creating a grammatical error. A lot of the times you're creating a sentence fragment. You're taking what should be subject and predicate and cutting it in half and creating fragments by starting your sentences this way. Be careful with wordy sentences that are drawn out probably way too much, maybe have a bunch of commas within that sentence. You may be creating a run-on sentence whenever you're doing that. I've provided you all with 3 links for you to look at, so that you can look at different examples of concise writing. The other thing that's listed on there is removing filler words. These are words that don't do anything to enhance your essay at all, and can be removed, and it gives it more clarity whenever we do so. So there's several examples. And a lot of the time, again, filler happens because there is this tendency for us to write the way that we speak. And we want to, again, try to avoid that, be a little bit more formal. On some cases, on your final drafts, if I see that there are some students that still need a little bit of tutoring or additional help, I may post a comment about visiting the CLE, the Center for Learning Excellence, which you can either visit any campus on school and they'll have a CLE available, or you can submit your drafts electronically so that they can go ahead and look at them or review it for them and offer some sort of tutoring or some feedback on your drafts. Underdeveloped arguments as well will lead to like a C paper. Where I want you all at is hopefully making sure that you're trying your best to, again, give your paper revision. B paper will have good personal use of experiences, good examples, good writer credibility. Citations might be a little bit off, but nothing that can't be fixed. Some grammatical issues, but again, any stuff that can be worked on. You might need better organization of your topics. The main issue with the B paper would probably be that the critical analysis on your essay or the bigger idea is not coming across clearly in your paper. It might be offering more generalizations about things and not specific enough. So that's the biggest issue with that. Where I do my well-done essays will go through a process of revision, have good topic sentences, the thesis will be clearly stated. They're going to be clear papers, very easy to read, not overly wordy. It will offer a critical analysis of the prompt. Your citations will be done correctly. It'll look like it went through a revision process. Plenty of examples and explanation, and the research is done thoroughly. So that's pretty much it. I'm kind of running out of time on my video. So make sure that you look for the supplemental readings or the grading comments. And before you submit your final draft, go over this list and make sure that you're avoiding some of the stuff that's listed on here. All right.